APC is saying that when core members are unable to find job immediately after their service, they are going to get allowance for a period of 1 year while they are prepared for on job readiness and employability. APC is saying that 25 million Nigerians, poorest Nigerians, will get conditional transfer of cash of 5,000 naira in a month. APC is saying that school children will have access to 1 free meal per day. This social safety net, this social welfare program is unique to APC. So there is a difference.
Just a moment, because we might soon, you know, I don't want to have to charge you for time for campaigning, but the thing is this, people will say that there's no difference between the PDP and the APC because of, you know, situations like this, where you've had people who've served, who were active members of the PDP, who've served in the highest echelons of government, and then, you know, all of a sudden you see them in another party. They ask, does that almost immediately represent change? And those are very, very valid questions.
Yeah, they are valid questions, but you see, we have to focus on the ideological anchor of the individuals and the party itself. You know, there are reasons when people feel that this train that I'm in is moving in a wayward direction, and I need to go elsewhere where their viewpoint, their worldview, and their ideology is compatible with mine.
I was going to ask you, though, because it would seem that you didn't just leave to join the APC. You were sacked, and then eventually you joined the APC. Yeah. If you felt very strongly about, you know, being loyal, I mean, let me put it like this. If you were in the president's shoes, would you have kept a minister you felt was performing but had strong, would I say, ties to a leader who has left the party?
Look, I'm not blaming Mr. President or anybody for he has the power to fire or hire.
You blamed him. You said he was petty.
But what I'm saying is that in view of the national interest, the question is the president or anyone else has the right to define the way they want to run their government. But when you brought in the work we were doing in sports, and I felt that was quite crucial, then the question you ask yourself is whether the national interest in that area is as important or is more important than, especially when you don't have any evidence that this person is doing anything to undermine your government or to undermine your system. I'm not saying that if you feel even the best minister, if you want, you can sack anybody. It's the prerogative of the president to hire anybody and to fire anybody.
I want to paint a scenario. Assuming the president, I mean, assuming you weren't fired, assuming you were still a part of the PDP, would you have campaigned for the party?
No. You see, at the point that it becomes, at the point I'm confident that at the point that it will have become impossible for me to continue, because what happened? Don't forget that it didn't just come about. There was a rally in Kwara State where I was expected to be part of the people denouncing someone that's my friend, my leader, someone I've worked with, and there was no way I could have done that. So that was a trigger. You see, it didn't just happen.
You didn't have to denounce him. What about campaigning based on the work that you've done, carrying a card of the PDP and being a member of the party, of the government?
That was not what was being expected of me. If what was being expected of me was to just say, oh, we've worked for sports, we've done this for Nigeria and all that, I would have done that without any complications. But when you put me in a situation where I will have to deny who I am, then you put me in a difficult situation. And I was not going to do anything to avert my being sacked. That's a consequence of staying true to what I believe in. And I was also saying that to many people, and even people within my party will tell you, and people within my political family will tell you, that I'm one of those people that are considered to be technocratic. And even within the federal government, I didn't know you still have people like that, you know, who are considered to be technocratic. I wished people would just leave me alone to do my work. But when you begin to haul in and you say, oh, a minister doesn't have that privilege, the minister must come out to denounce whoever is opposed to the president, then you are beginning to make a different kind of, have a different kind of expectation beyond the commitment that we have to serve the country. So the point I'm making is that if you appoint people on their technical competence, unless you have contrary evidence or you have any evidence that they are subverting the government or the interests of the political leader that appointed them, then you have to leave them alone to do their work. That was what I was hoping, that I would be left alone to do my work. I never attended any political rally meeting. People in Kwara, they're probably watching this, will tell you that you will never see me in any political rally meeting.
So I want to get this straight. You wouldn't have campaigned for the PDP, or you said you were under pressure to do something else that you didn't want to do, but you didn't even campaign for them. But here you are, a member of the APC, and you're campaigning for the party.
Because
not as a technocrat now.
You should expect people to, for God's sake, you should expect people to move on with their lives. You know, so if I don't have, if you sack me, and I now decide that, okay, I said I was a technocrat, and I was fired. Don't I have the right, therefore, to decide that, okay, now I want to be a politician? And I'm not just a politician now, I'm the deputy director of the policy and strategy of the presidential campaign of the APC. So I have the basis to campaign for APC. You don't expect me to be in the APC presidential campaign and be campaigning for PDP, do you? You know, so this is my job now. Then that was my job, you know. So this is my job now, and I'm doing it with the conviction that I have read the APC manifesto, and I agree with the principle espoused in it and what it represents for Nigeria.
And, all right, let's wind down with this point, because I mean your party had spoken strongly about security, but now that the insurgents, the military, are recovering some of those lost grounds, do you think your party has lost part of its campaign message? And do you also think that your party will win the elections?
No, you see, the APC presidential campaign is anchored on three things. One is security, the second one is corruption, and the third one is unemployment. So security is one leg of the tripod on which the presidential campaign of the APC stands. Yes, we are very happy with the progress that has gone on in the Northeast, and every Nigerian should be happy, regardless of whether it's a political season. I think we have every reason to commend the military for the progress that has happened in the Northeast, and we pray that never again will our country experience this. But you see, if you look at the APC definition of security, we are not just talking about this particular insurgency in the Northeast, even as urgent as it is and as primary as it is to the security of the country. We are talking of the total security that look at the things that lead into this kind of situation that we have in the Northeast. And whether you talk of the armed robbery in other parts of the country, or you talk of the oil bunkering or theft in other parts of the country, or you talk of kidnapping in other parts of the country, or you talk of this insurgency. What are the fundamental things that drive this kind of insurgency? So that is the point that APC is making, and that is the definition of security that we have. And that was why when last week General Buhari held a town hall meeting on security, he was talking about the need for us to show the people of the country that we care as a fundamental principle in ensuring security. That even if we have the best military or the best police in the world, if the people don't have trust in their government, if they don't believe the government will care for them, then we are not going to be able to guarantee security. Northeast is just one bad case for Nigeria, and we pray we will never have it again. But even as we win the battle in the Northeast, we have to begin now to think about what to do to bring about the improvement in the quality of lives of the people in the Northeast, not just people who have suffered from this particular insurgency. And that's why APC is talking about a Marshall Plan for reconstructing the Northeast and rebuilding the lives of the people. They will think about the children who have been displaced and not able to go to school, and not forgetting the girls who are still missing up till now. So there are still a lot of work to do in the Northeast, and they all have to do with security. So our message on security is still relevant, as long as Nigerians are not able to have confidence that when they go out, they'll be able to come back safely. Look at what happened in Lekki a couple of days ago. So what we're saying is that the message of the APC is a message for change, and a message of change from where we are now to where we want to be as a country. A message of change that every Nigerian feels and every Nigerian is able to connect with. I'm confident. I had the gentleman from the PDP Institute saying that, PDP will win this election. PDP has allowed APC to survive, which I think is, but we are confident that APC will win this election. And if you look at all the polls, locally and internationally, they're saying that APC will win this election. We believe APC will win this election. We believe that majority of Nigerians are able to connect with the message of the APC. The majority of Nigerians who are daily struggling, with grinding poverty, with hopelessness.
All right. Thank you very much indeed.
To find job, they are able to feel that and believe that APC will bring about change in the quality of the life that they have lived.
Thank you very much indeed, Bolaji Abdullahi, Deputy Director, Policy and Strategy, APC Presidential Campaign Organization. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
All right, and so there you have it. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.